Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Little Roo Plus 2. This is Little Roo, and this is Little Roo Plus 2. So welcome back. Thanks so much everyone for joining. Jeanette, thank you. Daisy, thank you guys always for coming back, and I really appreciate it. I apologize, my voice is very much, I had no voice this morning, so now I can at least give you guys a couple of updates, which is what this whole stream is about. And it's not going to be a long one, unless everybody hops in, and then who knows, right? Who knows? I apologize. I did want to say that our trip to Busch Gardens has been moved up. It is not going to be the 16th through 18th. I apologize. 16th through 18th of May was what I originally had been talking about. It will now be the 25th through 27th of this month here in April. So we will be doing that. I also did some research. We won't be doing very many rides. I apologize. Now, Disney could be 2 weeks away from that. I don't know. We've been talking about it. There are things in the works. But I did want to go ahead and let you guys know that that is been moved up, and we will be doing the Food and Wine Festival at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, the 25th through 28th of this month. Not next month, this month. So in a couple weeks. That's coming really fast. If anybody can't hear or see me, please let me know. I will do my best to remedy that on my side. But I did want to mainly come on and say that things have definitely been moving up, I should say, as far as when we're going to do things. So thanks so much for joining, as well as thank you so much to all of you. We are at 214 friends. That's huge. Absolutely huge. Thank you so much. Also, big shout out to A Snoopy 32. They got 500 plus subscribers this week. Living Dead Fam, I was on that chat when they went last night to Disneyland, and they have now over 500 subscribers. That is awesome. Thank you so much for everybody supporting everyone. I really appreciate it. Also, I fully expected somewhat you're going to see a cat in the background, because, well, this one just won't quit. Come here. Come on. Oh. Bonnie wants to say, hey, everybody. All right. I know. You're an outside kitty. How dare I give you pillows and love? And then, of course, I got Greasy over on my left. He's always here. I don't know if you can see him, but he's very definitely there. Right over there. Here, I'm gonna threaten losing the green screen just to give you pets. But thank you everyone for continuing to come in. Alyssa Strimber, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Hey, how are you? Hi. I am still here, you guys. I apologize for not being live. Between life and physical sickness and stuff at work, just hadn't really been something that I was able to stream. I'm kind of stretching it, to be honest, tonight, but I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Again, this won't be a long stream. Mainly the big thing was I wanted to let you guys know Busch Gardens is happening this month, 25th to 27th. So coming up very quick. We're also looking at Disney stuff. We're trying to figure out when, as everybody is, when Mickey's Not So Scary is going to announce their stuff. And if they have, please someone let me know and send me a link so I can get on that. Because I do want to make sure we make it to that as well this year. But between now and all the summer and that, I do have some other things planned. Disney as well. So the wife and I were talking tonight, and hopefully that'll come to fruition. So thank you so much. Wendy Girl, what's going on? Welcome in. Thanks so much for joining us. Also, part of me coming on was I kind of wanted to go back to, well, as the kids would say, the OG of this channel, which is you guys. You know, like, I started out testing my gear and trying to figure out all the stuff to be able to stream, and then I went live for the first time to test, and suddenly so many cool people hopped in. Hey Dad, how's it going? Thanks so much for joining us. So a lot of it came from that. And I now am very much trying to get back to that with the stream, because I just want to hang out with you guys. I see you guys in chat all the time. You know, I definitely will be going to Walt Disney World a lot coming up, but I don't live right down the street. So, you know, it is one of those things where when I come on these streams, it is not coming from a place of immediate access, I guess I should say, of that stuff. I appreciate every single view that you guys have given. I appreciate every single like, every single comment. It really, really does mean a lot. I really, really do appreciate it. Coming from a real place. So that's kind of what I wanted to do tonight, was just come in and say hey to everybody, give everyone the update. Like I said a few seconds ago, I guess I should say, we are going to Busch Gardens this month, not next month. That got moved up. I can't really tell you why, but I really hope my Instagram can show why. If that makes any sense. I can say this. There is a major artist that is coming through my venue that I work every day professionally. And I am very, very, very excited to get to say hello. And it won't be something I could do on stream, just out of professional courtesy and respect and my job and, you know, all that. But there is someone that I could not live with myself if I did not work the day they're going to be there, because I am a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. I'll just say that. So Wendy Girl said, I'm sure when the summer gets here, there will be all kinds of places to possibly stream. Yes. So we are also looking at several other things as far as the museum, the art museum here, as well as Poland Park and some other things. And I know Wendy Girl probably has a better idea of what I'm talking about, because I know she is more local to where I'm at, because we all live on the East Coast. When we're on those streams till they end at 12 o'clock, it's 3 a.m. over here, guys. It's like we all have jobs and stuff to do. So when you see the East Coasters, give them a little bit of a I see you. We really appreciate that. You know, don't tell us to go to bed, because we don't do that. And if you tell us to go to bed, now we're going to prove something. But I will say, and I'm sure Wendy Girl could probably back it up. Yes, it is 12:45 a.m. here. And she goes, it's almost 1 a.m. here. Yes, I am fully aware of what time it is right now in our time zone. Thank you, by the way, for still being up and joining the stream. I really appreciate you. Wendy Girl is literally one of the top 10 mods I've ever seen in my life. And I am so honored to have her here. She is also the winner of our first giveaway, and I had not forgotten about that, Wendy Girl. I apologize. So I have to give a return address anytime I send anything out, and that's the one rule the wife has. I have to build a P.O. box. That's proving more difficult than I thought it was going to be with all the changing vehicle titles and things with getting the Jeep, and it's in the works. It's coming. I swear to you, it's coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you being here, and I know you live like an hour away. So many times I'm like, want to come hang out at the art museum? Actually, hey, let's go to the art museum. Open offer. Open offer. She said you're fine. I try. We all got our struggles, especially this week, because we've had some really, really bad weather this week. I actually did pass a car on my way into work, I think 2 days ago, that had a like 8-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch, I don't even know what diameter, but it was a big limb. It was about this big around. And it went straight through the back windshield, like while they were sitting at a stoplight. In my yard, I think the biggest we got to as far as limbs were 4 to 6 inch diameter. So not too bad. Everything missed everything important that I've noticed. We do get some weather over here. We really do. We live in what's called the 95 corridor, which basically, if you look at I-95 going all the way through, it kind of parallels the mountains, but it's a good 120 miles towards the coast. And every single tornado or windstorm or hurricane or anything in some way goes right up the 95 corridor like clockwork. So, just always say prayers. We know how to handle ourselves over here. We do it pretty good. But it does get serious when there are weather events. Anyway, I digress. Other thing about Busch Gardens that I did want to mention. So when we go, I have already looked on the website. I talked to one friend of mine. I haven't talked to the other one yet. And Dad's over here like, we're under tornado watch. Yeah, I fully believe that. We have another front coming through right now. So hopefully we don't get cut off. But thank you for that, Dad. Also, Dad and I have a history of chasing these storm phenomena called tornadoes. So, and we're not nuts. I mean, we're nuts, but we're not that crazy. We just, if you do it properly, you can save lives. You can also see some really, really cool stuff. Just don't take your brand new car into it, is my plan, to be honest. But thank you, Dad. I appreciate it. We will get to do the food. We will definitely get to do the wine. As far as the rides, from what I have heard so far, we're not allowed to take any electronic devices, electronic recording devices, I should say, on the actual rides themselves. However, that being said, I do have some kind of cool gear that may let me get a ride or two. Worst come to worst, it's a really, really pretty park. I mean, just seeing the facades, they're really, guys, really. So, sorry, I got kitties. But just the facades and the food themselves, I did actually do it last year. As far as the Food Wine Festival, it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, the food was, I'll be honest. I tried the Disney, Flower and Garden Festival food. It was pretty much on par. It was about the same portion sizes, and it was right there on par. I'm not going to say why, but someone looked at somebody seeing something doing right and was like, we got to try that over here. That's all I'll say about that. Wendy Girl said, stream the storm chasing. So MDN and I have talked about this at length, actually, and you have to be very much ready to react and be more about keeping yourself safe, people around you safe. So that's more something we would video and then show later. It's not really something we would stream live because you don't want to have to be worrying about a gimbal and all that when you're. So the way this kind of works is you have to look at the storm system, because these aren't things like somebody sends us a text message of like, hey, go to this spot. No, it's literally you look at what you see for the Doppler, you look at the wind directions and all that kind of stuff, and then you get behind it and you drive behind it. Now, if we get in a comfortable place where you never really get in a comfortable place, to be honest. That's the problem. But if we ever were to in a place where we were far enough away and could kind of do like what the Midwest does, where where it's going to pass in front of you for certain, at least, with a 20-mile buffer, as far as not so much closeness, but side to side, that's something maybe I would live stream. I'm not going to live stream a storm chase where, especially here, as you know, we have trees everywhere. There is no way, it's not a plains situation. If you're in the plains, you can see stuff miles and miles and miles away. You can kind of adapt or work with it. And even then, sometimes you're too late. Here, normally, the biggest problem is you don't have the visibility. And if you don't have the visibility, you don't have the safety. So, that's why we wouldn't live stream it. Now, there could be some videos of that at some point over the course of this season, next season, seasons upcoming. That's totally a possibility. However, my main priority are two things. One, keeping us safe. Two, anything we see that could put anyone else in danger, make sure that we go to the proper channels to get that through. My father is NOAA trained. If no one knows what NOAA is, go look it up. They actually do classes on how to do this and do it properly. So that is why we would not live stream something like that. But I would love to. It's really boring, to be honest. For the most part, it's looking at maps and roads. And then suddenly it's like, oh! Yeah. The biggest thing you can do is just make sure you keep yourself safe, because your priority is to be able to give ground confirmation. Because when you look at the weather, like when you're listening to the news and they say, oh, we have, we think there's a tornado over here, we've issued a warning, but we don't have ground confirmation. Ground confirmation comes from the people on the ground, usually that are trained through NOAA, because there's a lot of them, like my dad, that will call in. Basically, you see it, you see what it's doing, you immediately call and you go, hey, there's this thing, it's doing this, it's going this way. No, it's a real thing. Okay, great, have a good day. And that's ground confirmation. So, that's very layman's terms of how that goes, but it's kind of how it goes. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Did you know Reed Timer lives in North Carolina with his mom where he's not chasing? That is actually really cool. So I have found this. There are a lot of not only movie-esque people, but also a lot of storm-esque people, if that makes any sense, that do actually call North Carolina home. They very much respect their privacy. This is kind of where they go to take a break. And it's kind of funny to me because we still get tornadoes, we still get hurricanes, but normally we're on the not so hard side of the hurricane as far as where it hits. Normally that's south of us, or north of us, normally south of us. And then as far as tornadoes, we get a ton of those in the 95 corridor, but a lot more up towards the Virginia line and like the Rocky Mount era. That's also where a lot of the flooding happens, unfortunately. And I'm not going to get into why people keep building in the middle of a floodplain. That's a whole thing here in North Carolina. But yeah, that's kind of where that happens. And then as far as movie people, they very much, I've noticed, because they like the differentiation between the state. We have 3 completely distinguished and separate areas as far as coastal, Piedmont, and mountain, where it flows into each other, but it definitely has its own beauties and things to see, and self-sustaining, own operating like features. Between, you have the beach, Nag's Head, you have Hatteras, which is probably one of the most recognizable lighthouses out there. These cats will stop crawling around on my green screen behind me. I know you guys can't see them the entire time. I can. And it's driving me nuts because they're right there. They really want to be on the screen. And then you have like Piedmont, which has a lot of the historical landmarks and things like that as far as wars and such. And then you have the mountains, which we have Pilot Mountain, we have Grandfather Mountain, we have the Highland Games, which happen every year. There's a lot going on in one state, to be honest. I mean, I know every state kind of has that thing going, but I do feel like North Carolina is very, very good at just kind of stepping out of the way sometimes and letting local stuff become a humongous thing, like the Highland Games. That predates North Carolina. The Highland Games, if you don't know, it's the Scottish Games, which if you've ever gone and you don't like bagpipes, don't go. But if you like bagpipes and you don't mind seeing big, strong, burly acts of craziness, I mean, they literally throw telephone poles. It's a thing. They literally throw telephone poles. So go see it if you haven't yet. North Carolina is a great place to visit. I highly do recommend visiting my home state because we do have a lot of really cool stuff. And there's a lot of smaller stuff that's not so publicized that's also really cool. Not everyone's in love with Florida as I am. And not the state, more the fact that Disney's there and Universal is there. So I'll just leave that at that. We can talk more about that later. Let me catch up on chat. I would love to live in the mountains more where I'm at. I'm not a beach. So my dad growing up used to say all the time, yeah, it's the beach. You got sand, you got water. The water moves. It's always here. It's not always there. And actually, if you get into beach conservation or anything like that, like for me, a lot of it was sea turtle program and beach conservation end. There are a lot of really cool things happening in this state. Some things are way behind the times, and a lot of things are actually kind of ahead of the times, but nothing kind of meets in the middle, which is the problem. So I will say I'm probably more of a beach person. Not even probably. I'm definitely more of a beach person as far as this state and how it operates. That being said, I love the mountains. And I miss the old school mountains. Now there's a lot of more touristy things and stuff like that, which I get. You need that influx of money to, that capital needs to definitely help support the area. However, that being said, I and MDN will definitely vouch on this particular thing. We used to gem mine a lot in the mountains. Now, this isn't like strip mining or, like blow up huge sides of mountains. No. This was go in, and there were certain areas where they would dig it out with like a single backhoe and just dump a huge pile of dirt, and you put it into buckets, and then you go over to a sleuth, which is a big trench. It's about 2 inches, or not 2 inches, 2 feet, 1.5 feet wide, maybe 6 to 8 inches deep, and you had about this much water running through it. And you would basically put your dirt into this container that had wood sides and a trying to think of the word. The word is blanking on me right now. I apologize. Like a metal bottom, but it had big holes, like fencing, basically, would be the bottom. And you shake it. You just keep shaking it, and it would rinse the dirt off and rinse the mud off, and then you'd find things like garnets and sapphires and stuff like that. Now, there are areas in the state that have gold. There are areas in the state that have other fun things. However, a lot of that's already been exhausted at this point. And as far as mining in the state, if you want to talk about mining, most people think about coal mining and things like that, which is farther out in the Appalachia, which is the mountain area. I'm not going to get too political on this. I don't agree with... Thank you, Dad. Yes, it's a metal screen that you use. And the best way to do it, as he discovered, is use graduating screens, which basically larger holes, middle holes, smaller holes, and do that to be able to find the stuff. There is fracking in the state. There is coal mining in the state. I am not dissing anyone that's associated with any of that. However, I am very pro-environment, and that's all I'm going to say on it. So, anyway, back to what we were talking about. So you go to these gem mines, and you basically get a bucket of dirt. I got a bucket of dirt. I got a bucket of dirt. You can guess what's inside it. You dump the bucket of dirt in small portions into the biggest screen, which is the wood-framed piece with metal on the bottom of the screen. You shake it inside the sleuth, and then you would dump that into a smaller one, and that into a smaller one, and you basically graduate down the size of the material that was in it. And then, depending on density with the water, there was actually a way where you could almost do like the same thing people do when they pan for gold, where you keep sloshing it. The way that works is the gold is more denser. It's more dense than anything else in the pan, so it goes to the bottom immediately of the sediment. So you keep sloshing it, and eventually you slosh out the main part of it, and then you kind of do a big swirl. And we do the big swirl, you don't have a lot of water in it, so it's kind of like taking a bunch of sediments in the bottom of a pan, and then you swirl the pan. It throws it all around where it's all flat, where you can see it. It's no longer piled. And so you keep in mind where the point is that everything was most dense, that you've been working in the water, and then you swirl it, and you look down, and there's what you got. There's a lot more to it than that. If you ever want to see some more, or I shouldn't even say some more because we haven't filmed it yet. If you ever want to see some gem mining or anything like that in that form, I've been doing it since I was a kid. So MDN and I will probably do that at some point. MDN said it best. Where else can a grown-up play in mud and not get laughed at? Facts. Because there is so much mud. So much mud. So, thank you so much, Dad. I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for joining. If you hadn't hit the like button yet, please consider doing that. Again, I'm not going to be on here for too terribly long. I just wanted to say hey to everybody and, let you guys know that I'm doing as best that I can right now because my voice, I literally could not talk this morning. I know it doesn't sound like it now, but I've been working all day just to get to a point where I could speak. and then you gotta stretch and all that kind of thing. And you do have to vocally stretch. That's a whole nother thing. I'm not gonna talk about that. Anyway, it's taken some work to get to where we're at right now. So I really appreciate everybody joining us and tolerating me not being probably as loud or trying to think of the word, at least supported than I normally am. Because right now I'm very much like, and I'm trying to say the thing. So we won't be doing any voices tonight. I do apologize. No, that's normally my thing. Not the time. But I will say this. If the things that I'm trying to make happen within about 3 weeks or less after we go to Busch Gardens, you might hear some voices that you know. We do have some stuff in the works. We are going to Busch Gardens. Indian will be with us, I do believe. And it may not be our only trip to Busch Gardens. Unfortunately, we can't do a lot of rides there. But we can do the food and taste stuff and walk around. And it is, it's been given the award for the most beautiful park in the world for, I think, like 7 years running or something crazy. So it is a really, really, really well-kept park. That being said, it's not Disney. They don't have a lot of dark rides. Pretty much everything is like overhead roller coasters. So I get why they don't want somebody to have a phone. Makes total sense. So we'll do the best we can there. And then we're going to go back to Disney. And then go back to Disney. And then go back to Disney. That's I love Busch Gardens. I do. It's not Disney. I love Disney. So that's kind of my thing. That's my 2 cents. Take that for what you will. But that was definitely a spoiler in itself. There are definitely things being planned and scheduled and booked and paid for and all the things behind the scenes. So please, please, please keep up. I do appreciate that you guys didn't just all disappear as soon as I stopped posting. I just had to go back to work. It's really what it was. I had to go back to work, and it got to a point where I did have to kind of step away for a second, just long enough to kind of try to get my health together and get life together and get the kiddo together and get work together. And well, work didn't get together, but everything else is good except for my voice. So thank you guys so much. I really, really do appreciate it. Rainbow said, "Hi, little Roo Plus 2. Good evening. How's it going? Good to see you, Rainbow. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Thank you guys so much. I really, really do appreciate you guys sticking around and hanging out. It means the world to me." And we are at 214 friends. 214. I never dreamed of that happening. Now, obviously, now I have dreams of us hitting numbers that I don't even want to mention because I don't even know what to do with them. Like, seriously, though, thank you, everybody. Just the Thunder Mountain video, that by itself, I look at how many people have viewed it and go, like, seriously, like, it blows my mind. So thank you guys all so much. I need some water, otherwise my voice is going to just quit forever. So before I logged on, I'm pretty sure SoCal was on. I do want to go over and check real quick. I'm using a new format on my computer, so. More like the computer is using a new format on me, but. I do love Ace's new, Ace Snoopy's new logo. Ace La Coco Picante Snoopy. Okay, we're not doing any more voices tonight. Knock it off, Joey. Looks like they are live. Where are you? Where are you, my friend? Looks like they're doing a very fast merch search somewhere. If I had to guess, they're just coming out of Runaway Railroad. But definitely go check them out. Definitely go check them out. And make sure to give them a like, because people don't realize what that actually means to the people doing the work and doing the stuff. I mean, I'm the baby child over here. Like, these guys are doing the thing, and they actually stay close enough where they can do it every single day. So definitely go give them a like. Wendy Girl said, "Oh, you talk about good mods. Rainbow and Daisy are good mods." Rainbow and Daisy have been here, I think, every time I've gone live. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate that. It really does mean the world to me. It blew my mind the first day, and it still blows my mind that every time I hit that button, people pop in here and actually want to say hi. It really does. Wait, is PJ live? PJ. They didn't tell me. I'm sorry, PJ. So PJ's Ponderosa looks like they're about to see World of Color. They have a great view. Seriously, right now I'm about to log off in just a second purely because of this. I love this show, and they always give a good view of it. So seriously, PJ's Ponderosa. That is P, capital P, J as in Juliet, lower, I can't even talk. Uppercase PJ, lowercase s, uppercase P as in Peter, Onderosa. Ponderosa. It's just like it sounds when you spell it. They're about to see World of Color. Do not miss this. I'm going to log off so I can go see it, because I don't have permission from them to be able to just view this on my channel and keep talking to you guys. But thank you guys so much for your continued support. There are more things coming. I promise you. We are doing more Walt Disney World. We are booking trips right now. Like, literally right before I got on the phone. We are looking at flights. We are looking at dates. We are looking at hotels. We're doing the thing. This is coming. And the stuff at Busch Gardens is no longer in May. It's sooner. 25th to 27th will be there. I can't guarantee whether it's going to be a live stream or it's going to be video at this point. But I will be doing some live stream. I can't guarantee this if it doesn't lag too terribly much, where we walk around and just taste some of the food, because we do love the food over there. They do a really good job. At least they have in years past. Rainbow said, "Thank you, Little Roo Plus 2, for the live. We all appreciate you." I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you. I really, seriously, it looks like World of Color. You know what? I'm going to talk until World of Color's. I can't even talk. I'm so excited about World of Color. And now I said it right. Here, let me check with them and see when that's going to happen. Because I might stay on until it starts and then be like, go over there. Okay. Oh, I just saw the lights go down. Okay. It just started. Everybody, go over to PG's Ponderosa. Let's all watch World of Color. If I'm still awake later, we will definitely come back and go live again. But seriously, go over here and watch this. It will change your freaking life. I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much. I appreciate every single one of you. PJ said, shout out to Little Roo. If you're still alive, I'll come back in a bit. PJ, I might come back in a bit because we're going to go watch your stuff. I'll see you in a minute.